Government agents once paid farmers millions of dollars to plant a vine that swallowed entire forests, while the patent office intentionally imported our most hated garden weed. These historical blunders prove that modern landscaping shortcuts can quickly ruin your soil. What if simple ingredients in your kitchen could destroy these weeds fast and keep them gone without toxic chemicals? There's a specific way to apply these old methods so they destroy the roots. If you make one common mistake with these kitchen mixtures, you will sterilize your soil for years. I'll show you the exact recipes we use to clear our pathways and keep our garden beds clean. I'm Otis, and I've worked the soil for 60 years. Down where I grew up, my granddaddy used to say that the earth tells a story if you listen. When we took over a 7-acre patch down south in Athens, Georgia, we had to manage an ignored yard. We used lessons from our elders, doing things the way we did it during the Great Depression, relying on old-timers' wisdom. Our 7-acre plot has a thin layer of topsoil, barely a quarter-inch deep, sitting on heavy Georgia red clay. In the hot summer, that clay bakes into a hard brick. When the winter rains come, it turns into a slimy swamp. This soil was stripped of richness in the 1800s by King Cotton, washing the good dirt into rivers. To stop erosion, the government distributed 70 million kudzu seedlings during the 1930s. Folks even joined the Kudzu Club of America, but that vine swallowed forests. Beside the kudzu, we fought crabgrass, which was brought here in 1849 by the United States Patent Office as pasture food. Immigrants called it manna grits because it grew fast. Now, it's a stubborn invader in our flower beds, where a single plant produces 150,000 seeds. If you pull it when the clay is dry, the stems just snap, leaving the roots safe inside the hard clay. This means you're constantly fighting the same weed week after week, without ever truly winning the battle. When weeds invaded, we almost bought a $30 blue plastic jug of synthetic chemical spray from the local store, but those store-bought liquids drain nearly $200 every year. My granddaddy used to say that buying a temporary fix is just paying rent on a problem. Those synthetic sprays harm the microscopic life in your soil and leach residues into your vegetable beds. Even worse, those harsh chemicals eat the rubber seals inside regular garden sprayers. You end up with a leaky plastic tank after one season. We wanted a method that was safe for our grandkids and cheap. In the country, we have to make our tools last instead of throwing them away. Now listen close, because here's the way we did it. The secret is agricultural vinegar from local farm supply stores. Don't use the 5% white vinegar from your kitchen pantry. It only wilts tiny sprouts. We use horticultural vinegar rated at 20% or 30% acidity. At this strength, the acid melts the waxy protective outer coating on the weed leaves. Once that waxy shield is gone, the leaf cells cannot hold water. If you spray on a sunny day above 75 degrees, the sun bakes the unprotected leaves, turning them brown within an hour. But vinegar is watery and slides right off waxy leaves. To fix this, we mix in 2 tablespoons of liquid dish soap per gallon of vinegar, so the acid clings to the foliage. This simple soap surfactant makes the acid cling to weeds with waxy leaves. Before you mix this, avoid the mistake we made. High-strength acid is highly corrosive. It eats through brass nozzles and cracks standard nitrile rubber seals, leaking acid onto your hands. To spray this safely, you must use a sprayer with a polyethylene tank, a plastic wand, and Viton seals. Viton is a special rubber that handles strong acids. Every time we finish, we triple rinse the tank with clean water to keep the pump working. That triple rinse takes 2 minutes, but keeps your sprayer running for years. For areas where we wanted bare ground, like our gravel driveway, we added 1 cup of salt to our gallon of vinegar and soap. Salt is a persistent soil sterilant that dissolves in the dirt and sucks moisture out of the roots from the inside out. This mix keeps the driveway clear for months, but you must use extreme caution. Salt doesn't evaporate. When rain falls, it washes sideways through the soil. We learned this the hard way when we sprayed near a young maple tree. The salt ran off, the roots absorbed it, and the leaves turned brown at the edges. Tree roots spread out 3 times wider than the branches, so never use salt near flower beds. It sterilizes the ground and nothing will grow there for a long time. In the old days, folks cooked weeds and pavement cracks with boiling water. It costs next to nothing, and cooks plant proteins, reaching shallow roots instantly. But for larger areas, carrying boiling water isn't practical. That's when we bring out the propane torch. We bought a thermal weeding torch for $40. It hooks to a propane tank and blasts heat at 1,000 degrees. Don't burn the weeds to ash. A split-second blast of heat melts the leaf cuticle and vaporizes cellular water, halting photosynthesis. To check your work, wait a minute for the leaf to cool, then press it between your thumb and finger. This fingerprint test is an old-timer secret. If it leaves a dark, wet smudge, the cell walls ruptured and the weed will die by morning. Never torch poison ivy, and keep flames away from dry wood mulch. Vaporizing toxic poison ivy oils into the smoke causes severe breathing trouble. Let's talk about what you should honestly expect. The first time we used our vinegar spray on deep-rooted weeds, we thought we failed. 2 weeks later, green sprouts pushed back up because contact sprays only kill top growth. But we didn't give up. We waited for new leaves to grow a few inches and sprayed them again, forcing the weeds to exhaust their root starch. After 3 rounds, the roots ran out of energy and died. Old-timers knew that persistence is the real secret. If you spray weeds before they grow past 2 inches tall, you'll win the battle. It's a slow victory, but it's the only way to clear tough spots for good. When we wanted to turn a weed-filled patch of our yard into a clean garden bed, we avoided sprays and used cardboard. We laid down thick cardboard over the grass, overlapping the edges by 6 inches, so no sunlight could sneak through. We soaked it until it was wet like a sponge, then piled 4 inches of wood mulch on top. This blocks all light, stopping photosynthesis. It takes 6 months to decompose, but as it breaks down, earthworms dig through it, turning our hard clay into rich soil. For individual deep weeds, our best weapon is hand pulling after a heavy rain. When the soil is soaked, clay particles loosen their grip, letting taproots slide out cleanly. Just make sure to stand on stepping stones while you work. Walking on wet clay compacts the dirt, squeezing out the air pockets and turning your soil back into a hard brick. Standing on stepping stones preserves your soil structure and keeps hands clean. By using these old ways, we stopped paying for expensive store-bought chemicals and kept our yard safe.